The Jew at the time, especially Jews coming from the province, if they go to Jerusalem and they look at the temple, it is a symbol of power, magnificence, permanence. The temple, situated on the top, is the symbol of prominence and power, that Jesus declaring that everything, including this temple, will fall apart, is the most surprising thing that Jesus can say. Imagine like you are in front of the biggest, perhaps the biggest and the most beautiful building in the whole of the Philippines, or if you have been to the Vatican and then you witness the beauty, the grandeur of the St. Peter's Basilica, and you are told this will fall apart in your lifetime. How will you react? You know, Jesus declaring these things, and of course, Mark telling this to us. This is a form of a literary genre by which, just like our first reading today, the prophet Vigil speaks of the end times. And because we are nearing the end of the liturgical year, we begin again after next week the new church calendar, the new liturgical year with the coming Advent. But how do we make of Jesus' words that everything that you see will fall apart? If indeed you look at it after 2,000 years, we can say Jesus was very wrong. It did not happen. Yes, there were earthquakes, famine here and there, but you see, we're still here. The point of this apocalyptic literary reading is not about the end. Well, we're so fascinated with the end. That's why we know a lot of books have been written about the end times. And it still interests or fascinates us even now. Thousands of books have been written, and even if you search in Google, you can see millions of references talking about the end times. But in the very word apocalypse, which is apocalypsis from Greek, it means to unveil, lifting of the veil. That's why when this lifting of the veil, the other word that comes to mind is revelation, being revealed. The last book in the Bible is about Revelation. And what is revealed? Is it the end times? What is so powerful in my brothers and sisters is this, that when Jesus looked at the world and declared, everything that you see as an order will come to an end, because a new beginning, a new order, we will have a new order. What does this mean? This means that in his lifetime, what he declared, that the old order of things will change, and that is by his death and resurrection. The old order is about death will always have the final say. And isn't it, everything we seem to believe is always predicated on death. You live your life thinking, one day I will die. And surely we will all will die. But then, we live as if we are always insecure. In fact, all sins stem from the fear of death. What do? Thinking that we will die. We try to accumulate. We try to enforce and make ourselves powerful. It's as if, that time will come, but now I am fully alive and nothing can harm me. Or we give into pride. We declare to the world, I am this, I have achieved this. Or we succumb to materialism. I have to live my life the way I want it because I will die. So what is important to me now is pleasure, money, material things. Thinking everything will be taken away from me. This is the old mentality. Everything predicated on death. Mamamatay ka, matakot ka. So, lahat kukunin sa'yo. So, anong pwede mong gawin ngayon? We give into the mentality, magpakasasa ka, magpakasaya ka, enjoyin mo lahat, kasi mamamatay ka. But Jesus, dying, but then rising again, changed everything, that we should not fear death, and that death does not have the final word in us. That we should live not out of fear, but that we must have the freedom of the children of God like Him. This changes everything when you live your life every day. Not afraid that you will die, no. Because thinking that death has really no power over you. Surely, of course, you will die because your body will, as we know, just like all the organisms, we are healthy, but then it decays and it will die. But death, we know, is not the end because Jesus overcame death. This changes everything. So when you hear of apocalyptic times, the end times, what is your attitude? This is always the invitation to view the end always with hope. That Jesus is not threatening us. Jesus is not instilling fear in our hearts. Jesus is not here to make us afraid. But Jesus came to free us from death. That we now have the confidence to always say, I am no longer ruled by my fear of dying, because death is not the final destiny. By Jesus dying and rising, it proved that love endures forever, and that the God who loves us will give us life beyond what we can see. My brothers and sisters, we always encounter readings on Apocalypse, the end times, but it should never threaten us. Rather, it should always give us hope that that's the old order. Jesus has begun a new order wherein death has no longer power over us. May this give us, my brothers and sisters, always the confidence and the trust in the Lord every day. I live my life today not only because I am afraid I am going to die, but I live my life today confident that the Lord loves me and has given me freedom, and that because He loves me, I will be with Him forever. Amen. We stand as we profess our faith. Together we say, I believe.
I believe in one God, the Father Almighty,